Fire. Fire, fire, fire.
Quite the situation. This video is a couple of days old. It's like 1 day old. Almost 2 days. But let's watch it for some context. People told me to watch it. Don't know what this is? Well, it's fine. We're just gonna sort it out, chat. Let's go watch it. Alright. Asmongold situation keeps getting worse. Uh-oh. That's not good. What's going on?
Hey, what's up, guys? We're here. So over the years, we have covered many examples of people suffering from ADS, better known as Asmongold derangement syndrome. But what we're looking at today involves something much greater. It is a guilt by association situation because he co-founded the agency Mythic Talent. And now there is a witch hunt to harass content creators associated with this agency. And now we're seeing some content creators, whether silently removing themselves from any connection to the agency, or outright saying they're leaving or have left, or even going as far as to imply there's something really wrong going on behind the scenes. Nevertheless, the timing of these statements seems very odd considering there's been some public pressure applied by Kaceytron, among others, to go out and, well, shame members of Mythic Talent for simply being a part of a company that is co-founded by Asmongold. This is something I talked about a few days ago.
This happened
and since then,
before.
a lot of the people from the agency have been harassed, and a lot of things have happened, and today is simply an update regarding all of that, and some, well, I guess I can say some serious but very vague statements being made by now former Mythic Talent creator. This all goes back to Kaceytron, infamous crybolly. She created a tweet recently saying here's a list of all the brands and creators that are partnered with Asmongold's talent agency Mythic Talent. Why they want to be represented by someone who cheers for death every day is beyond me. Should probably start asking them. Dude,
local retard who tweets about Asmon quite literally, I'm not even kidding, thousands of times finally made a tweet that stuck. Like, I mean, honestly, it's just embarrassing at this point. Anyone taking Kaceytron seriously has to be mentally ill at this point. I don't know how you could ever even like rationalize that she's acting in good faith after she got sued by Ethan Klein, begged her followers for money, which they then also donated to her, hundreds of dollars, and then all that money went straight to his pocket because she conceded the court case and apologized. Like, actual proven liar. What are we doing here?
And then she lists a direct link to their talent pool, so you can find out exactly who's listed there. And of course, those talents were harassed. And in her replies and in the replies of others to this tweets, they were basically saying, unless you come out and leave the agency or speak out against Asmongold, you share his supposed alt-right extremist views, and you deserve shaming and harassment and what have you.
So this video came out like over a day ago now, like almost 2 days. And since then, Mythic made like a statement. Like, I'll bring it up so everyone who's just hearing about this is like fully up to date. Like, this was like yesterday, I believe. Where is it? 1 second. Mythic Talent. Twitter. Bada bing, bada boom. Here we go. Yes, this was made yesterday at 3 o'clock. It's almost 3 o'clock now. Yeah, it's been like 24 hours. So, we've spoken to Asmongold and mutually agreed to part ways. Mythic represents creators from a wide range of backgrounds and perspectives, and we're committed to fostering an environment grounded in respect, responsibility. We remain focused on supporting our creators and continuing our mission to help them build sustainable long-term careers. Okay. So, they parted ways with Asmongold. I kind of want to, I just want to talk about this a little bit. They parted ways with Asmongold. Full disclosure for anyone who doesn't know, I am also part of Mythic Talent. But I'm not afraid to speak my mind on this, okay? But I will be fair, and I'll probably list some of my anecdotal experience so far when we get to this freaking point, okay? Anyways, I have mixed feelings about Mythic's decision here. Like, let me explain what I mean. I obviously don't like this because it again sets this precedent that you can be a completely bad faith, morally bankrupt retard like Kaceytron and get your way by threatening sponsors. I don't like this because it emboldens other people to keep trying to do it with other people that they don't fucking like. However, I don't blame Mythic for dropping Asmongold because I have a feeling it was probably actually Asmon himself who advocated that he leave. That's the kind of guy he is. If anyone remembers the Starforge situation as well, which is the PC company that he co-founded, if I remember correctly. I think he's a co-founder. Correct me if I'm wrong. He also stepped away from them because he didn't want what he says on stream to like affect them, right? There are people that have jobs, like their livelihood depends on that business doing well, and Asmon didn't like that his words, him being honest and saying what he thinks is right on stream, could like potentially cause them financial harm. I don't blame him. Mythic is again in the same scenario as Starforge, and at the end of the day, it's a company that wants to make profit. They have employees that depend on profit. I could definitely see Asmon's willingly stepping away for that exact reason. Now, we have no way of knowing this, if that is or isn't the case, and unless Asmon talks about it, we probably never will. Like, but based off my own experiences, and I'll get into that later, I'm more inclined to, like, believe that's probably what happened. I don't have any confirmations, just, like, what I'm speculating. Yeah. Yeah, encourages right. No, I totally get it. Like I said, I can see both sides of the situation. It sucks. I just wanted to throw that out there. Just because, like, this is a day old, I wanted to address it. So, let's keep going. This dumb bitch Kaceytron, fuck, man.
Now, she would expand on this even further in a recent stream and go after even more people. Let's listen to this clip.
But no, like, what I find, like, the most disturbing now is, like, these people who are still affiliated with him. You know, it's like, why are there people still on his talent agency? Why does his talent agency have all these sponsors when every other day he's advocating for people to be murdered in the streets? Like, every day he's literally advocating for some other minority group to be killed by the police.
What?
You know,
what?
You know, him and XQC are laughing about Renee Good being fucking shot. They're like,
because that's not what he's doing. You're a retarded liar. You are a retarded liar that takes like the worst faith interpretations of every single person you don't like. The reason he has sponsors that work with him is because they realize that dipshits like you are a fucking minority and don't represent what the majority of people think about Asmon. They can also filter your fucking Twitter account for the keyword Asmon or Asmongold and see like thousands of posts going back like the last 7 fucking years that demonstrates how much you fucking seethe over him about like every single fucking day. You're unironically an obsessed, morally bankrupt retard who lies out of spite and for fucking money. Because you're completely audience captured. Nobody takes you fucking seriously. I'm sorry.
Like laughing and he
not sorry
about it. It's like, why
you're
does
such a dumb bitch.
have a talent agency that has so many fucking people on it? And why is it sponsored by so many? Like, that's like the point that I'm at now. Like, who are the people that we're seeing pictured with Asmongold within the last 6 months? Have they answered for it?
Now, of course, Kaceytron is trying to virtue signal about the Renee Good situation to this day, which a lot of people like Asmongold, for example, when they spoke on that, their message was pretty simple. I mean, I'm paraphrasing here, but it was pretty much, it's a bad idea to interfere with a law enforcement investigation. It's an even worse idea to back up your car and drive into the direction of a federal agent who's asking you to remain where you are. Pretty bad idea. But of course, you look at the accounts that are posting clips like this, and it's framed in a way that's obviously trying to make people like Asmongold look bad, and you see, oh, they have.
I have people like this too that just like circle jerk and try to farm me for content, and it's always like the same like 3 people.
A quote of Hassan talking about them. That was such a pivotal moment in their life. It's the first thing they want you to know about them. The time where Hassan referenced them. Amazing stuff. But look at some of the replies. People saying no one gives a crap about this stoner, where they say that's not the information I'm receiving.
I hate people like this. A more bigger number equals better person, better opinion. Okay, man, I've seen things that are also botted too, but like, all right. Even if you truly take that into account and say, oh, it's not botting, that still doesn't make it right. Yeah, big number equals better person.
A screenshot of the number of likes their tweet sharing the clip got. So apparently if you get more likes, that means
more followers equals better person.
More valid, or what you're sharing is more valid. Interesting. But the comments, of course, are just adding on more fuel to the fire, saying she's right, and of course the whole internet is going to get mad and come at her. She's speaking what everyone else is thinking, but is too scared to speak up about.
Agency owned by a Nazi. I wonder if this dumb bitch has me blocked.
Boycott Mythic Talent. I will not support anyone involved with Mythic. We need to stop supporting streamers under Mythic Talent, because how can you still associate with an agency owned by a Nazi? It's because they don't actually care about protecting minorities. You cannot support an egomaniac, bigoted man while also shouting trans rights. That's not how this works. So you see the response there. Now, like I said, a lot of people...
And what do you want to bet, now that they've dropped Asmongold, that absolutely none of these people are appeased in any way, and they're still gonna hate on Mythic and everyone associated with them? It literally doesn't fucking matter. Like, again, this is just my opinion, but this is just an optics move. My gut says Asmon probably willingly departed himself so that Mythic can continue to thrive as a business. At the end of the day, Mythic is a sponsorship company. I don't think Mythic gives a fuck about what retards on Twitter think of them. But the sponsors Mythic wants to work with might care. That's why they did this.
People have removed or somehow put space between themselves and Mythic. But the issue with a lot of VTubers right now, or content creators working with Mythic, is how do you know when they actually left or removed, for example, Mythic Talent from their bio? Right? Some people have been pointed out as doing so, but it's unclear when they did this. Did this happen before Kaceytron's virtue signaling post?
Yeah.
We're not really sure, so I'm not going to point out to any of those kind of lesser examples, but here's a direct one, okay? Vienna. She came out with a tweet saying a couple people asked, I am no longer with Mythic Talent. I loved my time there and being a part of some really cool projects. I appreciate everyone I worked with throughout and their patience with me. Thanks so much to Mythic. So there wasn't a lot of backlash on this, but the timing did raise some questions. People like, are they saying this now just because of what's been going on with Kaceytron and everyone jumping in on that brigade to go after Mythic Talent creators, whether past, former, or present? Who really knows? But one person made a much more direct statement, a VTuber by the name of Grimmi, who at one point, less than basically exactly a year ago, you can see right on March 5th of 2025,
that
so
is
almost
crazy.
a year to the day, joined Mythic Talent. But they have since left. And there is a clip circulating from one of their recent streams where they make some very vague but very serious statements about Mythic Talent and what's going on behind the scenes.
As for the stuff with Mythic, I can't talk about it. And I'm specifically not going to say anything about it. That's pretty much it. I wasn't hype about it. I'm not going to tell anyone about it. It was a little silly. On your about page, Twitch? Okay, I'll change that right now. Thank you for letting me know. This isn't like a thing where it's just like, oh, Grimmi got upset. This was quite substantial. But on the other hand, I don't really want to like cause any problems for anyone there. I don't know how on earth. I don't know. Pretty much all I'll say is that was
this music.
There was something very crazy. I think people would be pretty upset about it if they do, and that's pretty much all I can say. I think everyone would be pissed, but I am not going to talk about it.
Now,
just to lay like the groundwork for how I'm gonna approach this, I want to say I have a lot of respect for Grimmi. Like, as a content creator that has like opinions people don't like, that gets hate on Reddit and Twitter sometimes for the things I say or just for existing, Grimmi has never treated me badly. She's never ostracized me. We raid her like once a month, maybe like we raid her twice a month, maybe. Like, I've seen Grimmi dabble in some pretty controversial topics on stream, and every time I've listened to her speak, like, I've always been impressed with how she approaches things. She's very analytical. I think she's super smart. I really like Grimmi. I don't know what happened with her in Mythic. Like, I would love to hope it's just a misunderstanding. I know Mythic put out a little tweet about it a little bit ago. We'll look at that. All I can speak to is like my experience with Mythic and how I've been treated by them. I'll probably like tell a few stories over the course of the video, but the one that sticks out to me is like when Mythic approached me to ask if I'd be interested in them sponsoring me. The first email I sent them back was like kind of mean on my part, like very curt, because I've been around this mountain like so many times. I basically told like Mythic, yeah, that's great, but you need to look at my content before you ask to work with me, because I have opinions that people don't like. I have a lot of haters. I have lots of people that don't like me. They really, really don't like me and won't like it if you sponsor me. And I have like absolutely no zero intention of censoring myself. I don't need a sponsor for that reason. I would rather have no sponsors than to have to police what I say. Do you get on put him down? So I told him I would advise you to go look at my YouTube or like search my name on Reddit and then get back to me. And so they went and did that, and they got back to me and like said like, yeah, we don't really have any issues. No, we're good. So yeah, that was pretty based of Mythic. Like, they've never once contacted me and asked me to tone anything down. Like, they've been good to me so far. They've even helped me with a little bit with YouTube's bullshittery anyway. But like, I don't know. I just like, that's my 2 cents, you know?
Before we get into what she just said, just look at the source sharing this, by the way. Totally not biased in any sort of a way. There's definitely not an angle here saying, so Grimmi implied Mythic is just another black company. But will drama tubers talk about this when all the biggest ones work for them? Well, I guess False already graduated, but Rima is still there.
Drama tuber here who's sponsored by Mythic, I'll talk about it. My sponsors don't control what I say or do. The second I get an email asking me to tone down my rhetoric or like watch what I say, like I'll fucking leave. Like, that will be the second I leave. But Mythic hasn't done that to me so far. Like, not even once. They've never told me like, hey, can you shut up or like do this or that, like, ever.
And they bring up Niji Sanji and also the concept of a black company. Niji Sanji in the replies, of course, is what they mentioned, but this concept of a black company means a company that is shady, that is taking advantage of its partners and its workers in order to make the maximum profit. They don't care about the safety and well-being of their employees.
Yeah.
Many people consider Niji Sanji an example of a black company, given the whole Slantatsuki situation where one of their members
got bullied
by her own allegations, was bullied internally by the company and some of its members to the point of attempting her own life twice. So we see this label
super
right here,
up.
black company, which is not what she said. But of course, then there's this angle about drama tubers and mentioning False ID, who recently has moved on from this account and is now going somewhere else. I'm not sure where, but it sounds like a good opportunity for him, wherever it is.
Yeah, good for him.
And then they bring up Rima. Seems like this person has an issue with Rima Evenstar. So I see a lot of, angles being presented here by the source of this. I mean, it just doesn't really seem to add up a whole lot here. But anyways, let's talk about what she actually said. So she says many things that conflict with one another. She says she's not going to talk about it, and then immediately talks about it. She says the whole thing was just silly. And then she says what happened was actually quite substantial. Then she says she doesn't want to cause problems. And then she continues on by saying something so crazy happened, very crazy, that if people knew about it, they would be pissed. So clearly, on the one hand, she's trying to downplay this as like, oh, I don't want to get into it, this is just silly. But every time she says one of those things, it's countered by, well, this is actually quite substantial. And what happened to me is very crazy, or something that happened in the agency is very crazy. We don't know if it's just personal with her or the agency as a whole, but something very crazy happened, and people would be very upset if they knew about it. And she makes it very clear. It's like it's a done deal. If people found out about this, everyone would be on her side most likely.
I think that's reasonable. Like, I know people hate vague posting, and like I don't like vague posting sometimes, but I don't think it's a crime for like Grimmi to not want to stir the pot, but while simultaneously still feeling slighted or wronged, right? So she drops in a few little spicy vague posts. I think she stays with the confines of like being respectful here. I think the only reason Mythic ended up responding is because this got so blown out of proportion by retarded Twitter users trying to nail like Mythic to the cross off the back of Kaceytron's tweet about Asmongold, that this got way more attention than it would have ever had if Mythic wasn't trending at the time. That's honestly my opinion. If this didn't line up that like the stars aligned kind of moment, it wouldn't have happened.
Well, that's some pretty serious stuff to say, especially while vague posting. I've talked about vague posting a lot recently.
That's my opinion.
And for some reason, it's VTubers who do it the most. I don't know why, but they love to vague post. And this is a very serious vague post. And given the timing, just a few days after the Kaceytron situation, people are asking, is there any sort of connection? And when you start vague posting while making some pretty serious vague claims about the agency, people want to start filling in the gaps. Like, what's the motivation? What actually happened? And that's what we're seeing here. So if this person didn't want to talk about it and thought this was all silly, they wouldn't be adding in all this other stuff that's causing a lot of speculation, all of which seems very negative on Mythic Talents. But
I don't fully agree. I don't fully agree here. I've talked to Grimmi. I've collabed with Grimmi. She's never struck me as like a vindictive person, like, ever. I think this is just a very simple case of Grimmi feeling wronged by Mythic for whatever reason, for whatever it is, and she's just detailing her experience, and that experience makes her mad. I don't think it's any deeper than that. I would be shocked if Grimmi actually gave a fuck if, like, Mythic thrives or fails. Right? I genuinely do not think she cares.
She had more to say. She is taking a sort of preemptive step to protect herself about a potential legal situation.
And if I hear any rumors spreading about why I left, where they're trying to frame me negatively, I will talk about it. And I will tell everyone exactly what it was.
Small note to add. Is that his note? It's not that I don't believe her, it's that many would want to know more specifics because revealing such may prevent more people from joining an agency of home class is very critical. So going on behind the scenes of my identity core stuff. This video's a day old, so there's even more info that comes out. I'll talk about it, don't worry.
Really, really, really upset. And I think everyone would have been like universally there. So, all right. Not on like on a personal level for them. Not just me, on a personal level individually. But anyways, we're moving on. I would have been upset too if you knew. If you knew. But Grimmi got receipts. I do actually. I have proof of something. But I'm gonna see if I can't. Well, I'm 50-50 on whether or not it's gonna become a legal matter or not. So that's pretty much it. I didn't want to dig into that part, whatever happened. It's okay. I'm so sorry for being a little pissy about it. That's all I can say. Oh, man. Some people.
Tough spot.
Sorry, I'm thinking about it and getting pissed. All right. All right, we're chill. We're chill. It's all good. It's all good, baby. It's all good.
So you can see she's taking these like preemptive steps to protect herself, saying she will spill the beans on what's going on, this very crazy thing that happened if Mythic talks about her in some sort of a negative way, if they frame her in a negative way. It seems like it's a preemptive statement, like she's trying to get ahead of something, like she believes they're going to come out and possibly try to throw her under the bus or put her in a negative light. So she's already addressing that before it even happens. So again, from a silly thing she doesn't want to talk about, this is getting pretty serious. Some pretty serious things are being left out there. And when asked if she has receipts, she says she has proof of something. What that something is of course vague. People are going to try to guess as to what that is, and what will we know? We don't know yet. And she also says she's 50-50 on a legal matter. Again, is this just silly, or is this something that you might be getting the courts involved with? And she repeats over and over again throughout the entire thing. And the last minute that I didn't play for you from this clip, she says over and over again, we're moving on, it's over, we're good, everything's fine. But yeah, I mean, this is a pretty big bombshell about Mythic Talent, and it's just kind of left out there as a vague post. And the proof will only...
People flip-flop all the time on whether or not they want to go publicly after a company or a sponsor that they feel like has wronged them. Like, that's normal human behavior. You're upset, but you realize at the same time that, like, engaging in these direct accusations can cause a legal battle, dude. So you vague post as a middle ground. Like, actually, Rev literally did this himself. Not the vague posting part, but when, like, Advanced GG dropped him and Straub, total bullshit, by the way. Very glad they're failing as a company now after that. But, like, Rev said he was gonna make an entire video about his side of the story, and then the next day he decided not to do that. Like, now is the timing a little weird from Grimmi? Sure, but I'd be willing to chalk up that it is a coincidence just from my personal experience with interacting with Grimmi. But since we're on the subject, again, this video was like a day ago, or a day or two ago, and Mythic did in fact respond. So let's go look at that. I brought it up while we were watching. That's why I was kind of a little bit quiet. So I won't waste time looking it up and stuff. So they made a statement. I'll pull some music too. Yeah, they made a statement. So I'll read it. For those that can't read, I'm sorry. Mythic is aware of public statements made by former talent Grimmi regarding payment discrepancies. We take our allegations seriously and have conducted a thorough review of our records. The claims that Mythic skimmed, quote unquote, funds from her 2 campaigns are factually incorrect. Our records indicate that Grimmi was paid in full for both cited activations per contract terms and according to the terms of her talent agreement, which include an agreed upon management fee. The campaigns were valued at $2,100 and $4,400 respectively. In the first campaign, Grimmi was sent for the full value of $2,100 activation, less our agreed upon management fee, less any potentially banking/transaction fees on her end. In a second campaign, Grimmi received full payment of $4,400 for the campaign, less our management fee and any banking fees. But both of these payments were made within days of receiving payment for the brand. Had Mythic quote unquote skimmed the $100 to $400 amounts alleged by Grimmi, her payouts would have been significantly lower. Our payment platform logs every transaction, and these figures are available for independent verification via her bank statements and our portal. If any payment inconsistencies have taken place or our figures above are incorrect, we encourage Grimmi to provide us these inconsistencies so that we may remedy them. While we attempted to reach Grimmi to clarify her grievances, she chose to make these claims public before a dialogue could occur. We have sent Grimmi the banking logs, contracts, invoices, and payment record receipts for these campaigns, and we remain open to reviewing any documentation Grimmi may have that contradicts them. We understand that miscommunications can and do happen, and we are certainly not immune to them. Mythic remains committed to transparency and the success of our creators, and will continue to foster an environment built on mutual respect and professional integrity. Jesus. That was a lot. So, Mythic basically is defending themselves and saying they did nothing wrong. Personally, when it comes to something like payouts of money, I feel like just posting the receipts is far better than posting words on a page will ever be, or would ever be. I would have liked to see Mythic just post the literal transaction receipts, but there might be like a legal reason they can't do that. I don't know what it is. But the other thing I want to point out is that if you look at the comments, a lot of people are just shitting on Mythic about the Asmongold decision. Which kind of demonstrates what I was talking about with Grimmi. I think this entire Grimmi situation got way more attention than it would have ever had if the Asmongold thing with Kaceytron didn't happen basically at the exact same time. Like, it's a lot of people like, oh, Asmongold. Like, yeah, sure, there's people who are just genuinely like, oh, yeah, Grimmi got scammed, blah, 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 and defending her. But then it's like, oh, Asmongold, who founded and owned Mythic Talent, you know? Like, now, to my knowledge, Grimmi hasn't responded yet. She did say she was 50-50 on whether or not this would be, like, a legal thing. I'm gonna reserve judgment and see if that happens, because if it does become a legal thing, and all of the facts are gonna come to light, discovery will happen. Like, everything will be out in the open air. But I hope Grimmi and Mythic can settle things amicably. I hope it's all a misunderstanding. Yeah, time will tell. What's this? Oh, Grimmi did respond. Oh. Wacky Senator. Okay, I got it. I didn't know that. When was this posted? Hold on, I'll just look. Oh, it was wait, this was posted 20 minutes ago. I literally, oh shit, okay. Hey, this is the third explanation that I've given about these issues. I don't have anything against them. She was quote retweeting the response. So, but so far they've claimed for the same publisher, negotiated with the same methods. It was a typo. They were agency fees. Now they're changing the story again and saying I was paid in full for the amount they never showed me, but there's various banking fees. So which is it? I believe at this point they're trying to get a statement out first so they don't have to confront the other information they gave me or how I talk about the situation. So here's mine. I don't want any money. I don't want any attention and would prefer to go back to streaming normally. So I'm on break hoping for things to calm down and waiting for attention to dissipate, not trying to capitalize off of it like some people have claimed. My intention with saying this is letting other streamers at Mythic Talent know that they should request their full negotiation records for sponsorships. That being said, everyone I talked to at Mythic Management is very pleasant. I liked everyone I worked with. I don't wish them any ill will or ill. Please don't be harsh on them. Everyone there is a person with a life, and this is stressful to go through for them too. I do not know who is involved in this. Please do not paint me as stupid or attack me after you've continued to give me different explanations. Please do not act like I did not understand my contract. You're taking an additional random amount off the top for presenting it to the streamer and taking the agreed 20%. Why are there 3 explanations for this now? If you can't believe me, that is fine. But it also looks like this isn't an isolated incident when people talk directly to sponsors involved with Mythic. So they decided to tweet. I don't know who's responsible for this, but I hope it gets resolved for everyone. Nothing against anyone there. I hope they're all well. Going back offline, I felt it was respond to this, wishing everyone well. Poor Grimmi. Again, I think this is all posturing. I think Grimmi doesn't want to be called a liar, but she also doesn't want to go to court over it. I don't think she thinks it's worth it. And it's not. Like, they're talking about a few $100s, and the court case, court cases cost tens of thousands of dollars, very likely. Again, I want them to just be amicable and like amicably and privately solve this. I think that's the best case scenario. I don't know why this went public. someone has to be lying, because Mythic said they reached out privately, but Grimmi went public. That doesn't sound like Grimmi to me, but like, maybe she did try to solve this privately, but they were stonewalling her. We won't know unless they start posting receipts, but I hope it doesn't come to that. I want them to solve it privately. I think that's for the best. She showed it. I want both sides. I want both sides so that we can compare. Yeah, lawyers are extremely expensive. I don't want fucking anybody going to court over this. It's so... I don't want to say it's like not a lot of money. It is a lot of money, but like going over court is no joke. It's really, really bad. Yeah. I don't know. Is there anything else? Am I missing anything else? Just for the record, this came out 20 minutes ago. I didn't even know about it before I started the video. No, I don't think so, right? I'll just keep going. Yeah. All right.
Only be provided, from my understanding, if Mythic comes out and says something that frames her in a negative light. And again, given the timing of all this, people are like, well, does this have something to do with the Kaceytron post and the pressure being put on anyone who's associated with Asmongold right now? We don't know, because everything's so vague right now. But of course, there was confusion. There's confusion as to what even Mythic Talent is. And in my last video, and other times I've mentioned Mythic Talent, I've explained this, but you can see there's confusion.
There's always confusion. They think it's like an actual like VTuber talent agency.
Someone in the reply says, how can Mythic be a black company when they aren't even a real agency? They're more like talent management, rental service. Are they not? VTuber.
This is the most infuriating thing to read. Like, so many fucking retards think Mythic Talent is like VShojo or some shit. Like, they have direct say in your schedule, what you do, what you say, who you collab with, scheduling collabs. That is not what Mythic Talent is. If it was, I never would have joined. Mythic Talent is just an agency that goes like, hey, do you want to sponsor with this company? They'll pay you X amount. And that's literally all they do. That's it. That's their entire purpose. If you let them do that for you, they will also give you all their resources for like a legal team and YouTube contacts to help you, like if you get doxxed or something. Yeah, like Mythic Talent is a tool for content creators to use, not the other way around. Like, they have absolutely zero say in anything you do at all. A VTuber talent agency is the entire opposite. They dictate everything you do. They demand you stream a certain amount. They have to stream topics. They control what you say. Like, and what you want to do in many cases. They set up events. They make you sing, and like, not make you, but like if you generally speaking. Anyway, it's not important. VTuber talent agency and Mythic Talent are not similar in any way, shape, or form. That is like a total misconception made up by a bunch of schizos on Twitter. I'm so fucking sick of people being like, oh, it's just like VShojo, blah 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 blah. It's like, no, man, it's not.
Don't work for Mythic like normal agencies do, rather with them. No? And the original poster says they've said the same things about VShojo, where the previous poster says no, because VShojo was 100% a VTuber agency. Talents are signed under them, not the same. Now, one of the current talents working for Mythic Talent, Cha-Cha, would weigh in on this, and I can't believe I've talked about this woman like 3 times in the last month. She's either on the receiving end of absolutely lunatic complaints about her, or she's giving good takes on some complicated situations, and that's what she did today. And of course, I highlighted this in the last...
Is this really what Twitch is now? I'll assume they're all Hitler Youth racists under there. Jesus Christ. Oh my god, you need to get off the internet. You are such a clown. You literally need to put on your fucking clown shoes and just walk outside.
Last video about this situation. She was included in this post saying, is this really what Twitch is now?
Okay, bro.
I'll assume they're all Hitler Youth racists under there now. This was a response to
parody
Kaceytron's call-out post.
No. This I hate this. Like, oh, it's a parody account. They're clearly joking. People label this as a parody account. They say shit just under the guise that it's a joke. The guy that said that Asmongold was dating an underage girl also had the parody account. It's not a thing. I know what you're pointing out, but it's not. Yeah. You guys remember the guy that literally said, like, oh, he's dating a child? It's like, it's not. It's the person is being a fucking idiot.
Kaceytron's call-out post, and of course, Cha-Cha was one of the VTubers featured in this.
Yeah, they think it's a shield. It's not. Legally, it's not.
Right here. She says this, quoting the clip we saw. Mythic isn't a VTuber agency. They are a company that provides sponsorships to their talent roster. They also provide legal support if someone else tries to infringe on your IP. Mythic has helped me twice in that regard for making sure my IP was protected. I have nothing but good things to say about Mythic, honestly.
Like anecdotal experience. You ready for this, chat? Fun fact, I haven't done a sponsorship for Mythic yet, and I've been in the I've been under the company for like, what is it, like 6 months or something? I have literally made them $0. Zero. They've gained nothing from me. And despite that, I've still used their services to help with dealing with YouTube's bullshittery, and they came to me unprompted and they've helped me. So yeah, my experience with Mythic so far has only been positive. I haven't even given them anything in return yet to like induce the relationship if people are gonna fucking presume that shit. Like, I'm technically scamming them at this point in time. Like, they are a net negative on me, okay?
Then she clarifies again to make this abundantly clear in the reply, saying how it works. Become a Mythic talent. Get on a roster of other streamers. Gaming companies pick streamers on that roster and offer money to play a game/activity on stream. Mythic asks the talent if they want the sponsor.
Actually, I got it. I remember they said, oh, do you want to get sponsored for a WoW stream? And I was like, yeah, sure. And then they said, oh, sorry, Blizzard doesn't like how you talk about them. I'm like, okay, that's fine. But they still gave me a key, and I got that key from Mythic Talent through Blizzard. They still gave me one. I don't know. I mean, it's just like, I've never had any problems so far. Lizard behavior, it's their prerogative. I'm not pissed about it. I'm allowed to say my opinion.
And fulfill sponsor requirement. Mythic gets a cut, and the streamer gets a bigger cut. Profit. It's that simple. It's not
someone there put
like
me on a blacklist, maybe.
It's not a traditional VTuber agency or content creator organization. They are much more of a middleman getting sponsorships for these talents listed under Mythic, and they get a cut of that for their services. Yeah. It's very straightforward. Yeah. Okay, they're not some coherent unit all following under some umbrella where they have to have some standard or they're all on the same page as one another. They're there to work out opportunities for themselves through this service, which is Mythic Talent. Now, people would say, this feels weirdly defensive, especially when you don't know what her problem is with them. It's not strange for someone to have a negative experience with a company. Maybe it's nothing, or maybe she's right, and it's pretty bad. I don't see a reason to get so defensive for them, where she says explaining what the company does and how it benefits me is a testimony, not a defense.
Which I know. Mad Asylum, very appropriate name, too. You need to be in an asylum.
Necessary context. People don't even...
I'm saying if something bad came out, I'd be like, damn, that sucks. I hope Grimmi gets her money back or she gets justice. Like, people are fucking so stupid. They're like, if you say something nice about it, it means you're defending them. No, I'm just saying.
No,
if there's something bad, I would tell you.
And yet they're making assumptions to the point of wanting people to be canceled and publicly shamed for being a part of the organization due to the fact that the co-founder is Asmongold. And I don't think this is a defensive post. It is one informing people of the baseline of what this entire situation is about.
Did you consider that?
And of course, some people might get defensive when a former partner of the company is making some very, very bold but vague statements. And some people who have good experiences currently with the agency might want to clarify some things so there's not confusion. But another person says, Cha-Cha, I understand that you want to defend Mythic, but at the same
defend, yep.
time, defending them only draws attention to speculation. There are parallels with VShojo. Again, this comparison makes no sense. And also, if you're worried about drawing attention to speculation, that is the clip we are responding to. And Cha-Cha says sponsorship companies aren't the same as VTuber agencies. And they would make it clear again. Someone said, huh? I thought you wouldn't need one, Cha-Cha. Wouldn't need sponsorships. Every streamer needs sponsorships. Yeah, are you kidding me? Everyone wants a sponsorship. Like, they're very important.
Some people might not even want to do a sponsorship, but they have to because they just might not make enough money on one platform. Like, these people are so fucking dumb. They can't, they don't have any critical thinking of, levels. There's levels to this shit. It's like, I wonder if, they put out content on YouTube. Oh, they don't? I guess they don't make money on YouTube. Oh, that's why. Okay, so they only make money on Twitch. Oh, but if they stop streaming on Twitch, then they can't make enough money. Oh, the critical thinking skill is coming into play.
They're a great enhancement. For some people, that's like their livelihood, right? It depends on sponsorships. Luckily, I don't. It's more of a perk for someone like me. I YouTube's my main platform, and that's how we do things around here. And I appreciate the support on everything. And also,
GamerSubs is a streamer agency.
Have you checked out my live tab?
I know. These people are like, oh, GamerSubs. Oh, that's your streamer agency. No, bitch. That's my sponsor. Do they control what I say? Absolutely the fuck not. If they told me, I'm not even kidding. If they told me, Alana, you need to keep your mouth shut, I'd be like, all right, see ya, bitch.
I streamed twice this week. Very fun. The sport is crazy, which, is a type of thing that makes sponsorships a little less important to people like me. But for a lot of other content creators, they need it. And they need it all the time. And if you're a big enough content creator or appealing enough to Mythic Talent, I think that's a great route for you to go if you need more sponsorships. No? But anyways, this post has caused a lot of speculation about Mythic Talent and has added a lot of fuel to the fire and a lot of speculation because it's vague and its timing is a bit interesting given everything going on with Mythic and the focus on it right now, the negative focus on it and all the talents and their association with Asmongold. But
I honestly think it's just an unfortunate series of events. Grimmi just tweeted again.
For now, that's going to do for this video. As always, feel free to share your thoughts about today's topics in the comment section down below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.
Yep. Poor Grimmi. Thanks, Rev. How many times this time of Mythic? I think at least 100 plus. Yeah, go check out the video if you need to. It's a day old. There's probably even more info coming out as we speak. Let me take a look. No, there's no other one. No, you dummy. I already went through it. No, I just checked her replies. She did not post another one. Interesting. I don't know. I hope for the best. I hope for the best for them. I don't want this to fucking be blown out of proportion, but it already has been, so it's too late. Give them a wet willy. Ew! Anyway, more info's coming out. I do not want to make a statement like, oh my god, I hate Grimmi, or oh my god, I hate Mythic Talent, I'm leaving. I do not believe in that type of shit. I am not one of those people that makes rash decisions like that. I already have my opinion. If you want to watch it back, go in the back in the VOD. Type shit, yeah, exactly. Why is Scoop playing WoW? Because she got sponsored, probably? I don't know. Why are you talking about Scoop playing WoW? What the fuck? Anyway, yeah, that's about it. If you want to go back, go watch it.